What is that?
It's a morning glory.
What?
It's a morning glory start. See it?
Say not in my garden. Who's running? No! Don't come at me. Whew. That wasn't cool. So I have a question to ask you guys. Do I have, like, right here across my forehead, does it say will rescue chickens or crazy chicken lady? Like, is it like right there somewhere? Because that's the only thing I can figure. I get into these situations where I will be going for something completely different, and then all of a sudden I end up with the question of, do you want some chickens? I mean, I could understand, like, if I was going to an auction, or I was at the Tractor Supply, or I was at my local feed and seed, or something like that. But this is what happened to me last week. So our chicks had just come in from McMurray, and usually we have everything set up for them, and we really did, except for one thing. We were missing chick starter. So very quickly, Jason and I loaded up in the car, and we started to head towards Tractor Supply. Well, Jason decided to take a different route, and so we ended up going to a building place where they do all of the pre-built, you know, storage sheds and things like that. And so we stopped there to look and see about getting one for all of our freezers. Emily, what you doing? You just chilling? Well, the next thing I know, we're talking to this guy, and he's telling us about how he sells rabbits. And before I know it, the question is, hey, do you want some chickens? And I could, like, feel my, like, eyes twitching because I'm like, I just got chickens in the mail. Like, why would I even say that I want chickens? And I look over at Jason, and he's rolling his eyes like, you seriously just asked the crazy chicken lady if she wants more chickens? Then the story evolved even more. He told us about how the chickens were actually his neighbors, and his neighbor was starting to get older, and that his wife, the guy that we were talking to, his wife was also older, and that they were both having medical issues, that he was having to run them back and forth for appointments, and then he also had this job of selling these sheds. So in the middle of all of that, he was no longer able to take care of the chickens the way that they deserve to be taken care of. And this is where he got me. He said, and I can tell by just the way that you've been talking that you love your chickens and you would take really good care of them.
They're so pretty.
They still make butt nuggets, so.
No!
They do make butt nuggets.
Okay, they make butt nuggets, but you don't call them butt nuggets. Eggs!
So now we're gonna run into the same problem that we had the last time I decided to rescue chickens. We've got so many different, I guess you wanna call them like groups, because this group right here, this is Rocky's group, and he's a very dominant rooster. We've tried putting roosters in with him before with a whole nother flock, and it just doesn't work. He attacks the rooster, and then I end up with 20 hens in here with just the one rooster. And if we're trying to be sustainable, that's really not gonna be a good ratio. Then we also have Loudmouth over there. Clubber. He is actually running around with like 7 or 8 hens, and right now they're free ranging, but ultimately we want to have them behind electric fence as well. But then it begs the question, who do we put them behind? So now we're thinking that maybe we need to move some into the back, because we can't integrate another flock with Rocky.
It's the chicken.
That's what it is. The chicken.
Mm-hmm. And if it stops producing eggs, it'll be the Kentucky Fried. Look, it's a little bantam rooster.
So now we're gonna end up with these 2 flocks, plus the flocks that we rescued last year. Those guys are all, I can put all of them together because the 2 roosters were father and son, and the dynamic was okay. However, we did split them up last year, so when we do reintegrate them together, I want to kind of keep an eye on them to make sure that they don't try to go at it after being independent for a year. But now I have 30 new chickens, and some of them are bantams, which, just like with the last group that we rescued, we'll probably just turn the bantams loose and let them kind of just run around the farm, which has been good so far. I have a Millie Fleur that I was about to call a McFlurry. We have her actually sitting on some eggs right now, and her boyfriend is a white bantam Cochin. And so those 2 have been running around doing just fine. So we'll probably turn the other bantams that we have loose with them and then keep the rest of them. There were a couple of roosters in there that we probably will process because, like I said, right now we already have way too many flocks as it is. I have so many chickens, I even forgot about some. So I got a mystery chick last year that turned out to be a white-crested Polish rooster. And so I put him in with a couple of Buff Orpingtons and our ducks because he was raised with a duck, so he knows how to behave with ducks. So I put him in there, so I just remembered that I have those guys as well. Too many chickens. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens, but in my conscience, I know that I helped rescue some more chickens. Thank you for stopping by the Big Bear Homestead. God bless and have a nice day.